All right, so welcome everyone. This is our mobility and flexibility class. Yeah, a lot of stretching going on today, not too much sweat. I have a little different types of activity I could track. So I'm gonna put this like under yoga. So I get these like virtual badges too, so like virtual trophies. So, anyways, yeah, today's class will just be stretching from our chair. We'll transition to some standing exercises or stretches. We'll do some stretches standing that are going to also incorporate our hips, and then we'll finish on the floor. So, if you have any requests for muscle groups that we do want to stretch out or focus on a little bit more, make sure to throw that on the chat. But other than that, just announcements. If some of you are in my classes for the remainder of the week. Thursday, tomorrow we'll meet at regular time. I just have to like as soon as like the clock hits 10, I have to head out because I have about 7 or 8 of my recent athletes graduating tomorrow, and that starts at 9:30. So I'm gonna miss the first portion, and then Friday at 7:30. So 7:30 we'll start. If you can make it, then the recording should be ready by 9, and then no live session on Saturday. Okay, so it's a lot to take in, but I'll remind you. So just worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's at the same time. But yeah, let's go ahead and begin with our facial exercises. So I guess I could come a little closer. I feel so far away. So let's open wide, look up, trim your head up, and then once you're looking up, close your jaw. You should feel a nice stretch here, working on the skin and the muscles around your throat. So open as wide as you can. Let's do 2 more. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and just start working our way down our face. So just gentle touches from your earlobes, down your jawline, towards your chin. Is anyone sore from yesterday or from Monday or from both days? No, everyone's fresh. Maybe
Oh
we should.
no, I'm sore. I was
All about.
sore all. It's a good sore, all over.
Let's go and go from the side of our eyes
That's why I
down.
need the stretch today.
Good. I was about to say, if no one's sore, we could throw in some burpees right now.
Oh no. I'm so too.
It's Janty.
Oh,
Teresa, you're.
I'm super sore. No burpees.
I don't know, Carmen. I feel your tone. You're hiding. Feel like you really want to work out. Let's go ahead and just gentle use the soft part of your knuckles. Just gentle rolls. All right. We're gonna go ahead and just fill up our cheeks. Well, actually, let's inhale first. So inhale through your nose. Make a little windpipe with your tunnel with your lips. So inhale for about 3 to 4 seconds, and then exhale all of it. Your core tight. Do about 6 more of those. It's almost whistling. Yeah, I can't whistle like that. Two more. Last one. Great. I used to be able to whistle by putting my lips together and pulling and blowing air. And then I got braces, and I guess that fixed the gap, and my whistling went out the window again. So let's fill up your cheeks with air. So pocket of air, and then just move that air bubble left to right, and then up and down your lips too. And relax. Very good. All right. Next we'll start working with our shoulders and our neck. So just gentle, left to right. So we've been working on making it a habit to have Julian brush his teeth, in the morning and at night. And I don't know, I think just gets uncomfortable with the toothbrush in his mouth and says it hurts. But anyways, we started by telling him that his breath would smell, and if he would complain a little bit more, or he was just whining, I'd say his breath stinks. So he would fight me back and be like, "My breath doesn't stink." So, anyways, so now like he just if we tell him his breath stinks, he knows it's time to brush his teeth. Let's go up and down. So last night, I was sleeping with him, and he did good. I was happy with him. He woke up and told me he had to go potty, and I took him, and then went back to bed, and I was cuddling him, like, and I was holding him, and our faces were close together, and he tells me, "Daddy, your breath stinks." This is at like 2 in the morning, and I'm just like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, I didn't know if to like laugh or but I was
Good one.
yeah, 2 in the morning, getting told by your 3-year-old that your breath stinks. Um,
He's honest.
yeah, I
That's
was like,
karma.
okay. I was like, all right, let's do some neck circles.
Doesn't he like
So
the toothpaste?
yeah, he has like the blue like neon like bubblegum looking paste. So we've had to play with that because he thinks the regular toothpaste is too spicy. So
There's like some healthy stuff. I don't know if it's Jack and Jill. I forget what it is.
switch. Yeah, so every morning just as a routine, like he's getting better at it. Um, but yeah, he's just doesn't want to do something that interferes with his playtime or anything. And he's usually cold in the morning. He always wants to take a blanket to the bathroom and if I brush his teeth or help him. All right, so we will incorporate some shoulders back and forth. I think sometimes when we do all of our shoulder stretches right after each other, tends to get fatigued. Let's do some shoulder circles. So yeah, he told me my breath stinks. Like, okay. And reverse. After this, I'm gonna brush over and go do a final run with my buddy before he moves to Rhode Island. We've done so many like, oh, this is our last time hanging out. And then we hang out and we're like, oh, we could squeeze in a workout here or run here. So I think that this one might be the last one because we did our hangout date on last weekend. We went to Top Golf, took our kids, and yeah, then we're like, all right, man, it's the last time I'm gonna see you until I go visit you guys in Rhode Island. And he's like, well, what's your schedule on Wednesday? I'm like, I'm free after like 10:30. It's like, let's go run. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I guess we're not gonna go. And then after we go run, of course, we have to go eat. So we're gonna just make room for our meal, for our lunch meal. That right arm across. Yeah, I told my little sister, I'm like, hey, do you want to meet in like Calabasas or like Ventura? Um, she lives out in like the Glendale area, and I told her I could be there by like maybe 11, and she was like, "Oh, that's way too late. I want to avoid LA traffic." And I'm like, "Ah." So yeah, so we're just trying to make the most out of the camping trip. So, all right, very good. All right, let's go ahead, sit on that left hand, right hand over. So, Terry, if you want to join us, just be ready off the 101 freeway with all your bags, and we'll swing by and pick you
My camping days are over.
up. Just have some firewood ready for me. I'll come swing by for the switch.
If
Yeah,
you're
no,
going up north by the 101 through, you'll go right past me in
yeah.
Camarillo
Oh yeah,
at the bottom of that
the
grade
hill.
that you go
Oh yeah.
down.
I always think of you when I'm heading that way.
Yeah,
Where she
that's
lives.
that's where I am, over
Yeah,
on the left side up on the hill.
yeah. Okay, down the hill. It's on the left side.
It's the big development that's on the left side as you go
Oh,
down the hill, and I'm on the top of a small hill.
oh, okay.
All
Nice.
right,
I'll start.
accents will come out and wave.
Yeah, I'll as I'm approaching the hill, I'm gonna lower my window and start yelling or honking sporadically.
Where are you going camping and when?
Uh,
I must have missed that.
yeah, it's Montaña de Oro. It's the same place I went like 3 months ago. So just south of Los Osos, which is south of Morro Bay.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. It's pretty up there. I love
yeah,
Morro Bay.
it's beautiful. I'm trying to I'm skipping most of like because usually when I do like the heavy leg workout, my hip becomes irritated. Um, and I kind of struggle a little bit on my longer runs because of that hip pain. So this week I'm let's go forward now. So I'm trying to avoid all the heavy lifts so my legs are fresh because some of my all-time favorite trails are out there. So and I told my little sister she's like really into fashion and into like old school fashion and like Great Gatsby stuff. So I told her I was like, when I got the weekend I got engaged, we went to Hearst Castle
Oh,
and
yeah.
she loved it. And
Oh,
then
that's pretty.
yeah, while we were out there, she saw that they have these events where let's go ahead and then let's do our cat scratching pose. So sit near the front, reach up, and all the way down back. So yeah, so I think sometimes they have these like Roaring Twenties like themed parties at Hearst Castle. Um, and I was like, oh, maybe you guys should go, but I think I think it's too much to do during a camping trip. I was like, you guys are gonna go on like a black suit attire party and then come back and sleep in a tent. So I was like, I think they might save that for a different weekend. So reach up towards the ceiling, all the way to the bottom. Do two more. All right. Good. All right. We'll work a little bit more on the shoulder. So in here, and then just drop that forearm. Yeah, there's another campsite. It's one of the first campsites I went to. It's on the coast, just north of Malibu, and probably between Camarillo. But it's called something Thorn. I have it saved somewhere, but I want to go back there too, and you could camp like literally like 10 feet from the where the water breaks into the sand, and it's a nice site, but I think the only available dates that I found were right after Halloween. And I don't know if I want to go camping around that time. It's gonna be freezing. Um, do some beach camping. Let's go left arm. All right, let's do a little bit of trunk rotation. So just grab the backrest of your chair and the side, and then just gently, your legs are still pointing forward. Gentle turn. Nice breaths, and then try to reach a little bit further. And switch. A little bit more. Awesome. All right. Very good. Working on our elbows a little bit. So hands down, hands facing or palms facing the screen, and then just opposite shoulder tap. Yeah, yesterday, I met up with one of my clients at 3 p.m. And usually, when I work with her, sometimes it's right after her chiropractor appointment. So sometimes we just go on a hike or a nice long walk. So yesterday we ended up doing the walk, and about 20 minutes into our walk, it starts raining. And we noticed there are like big drops, like you could see the huge drops just falling the sky. And then so yep, and then now palms up.
Like
Yeah.
a monsoon yesterday, except I missed it. I
Yeah,
sleep. And I didn't.
yeah, so we kind of found what was funny is on our way out we saw uh this guy with his car detailing business drying off a car that he just finished washing, and on the way back we saw him, just kind of staring at the vehicle that he just finished drying, getting soaked. We felt bad for the guy, but yeah, and then now almost like the Poliquin lift. So right here, elbows up and extend. Let's do the curl up. So anyways, as you know, we're debating, I was like, oh, should we make it back? Should we find coverage? And it eased up a little bit. So we're like, oh, let's just rush back. So we start going back to our endpoint. And as we're approaching it, it starts hailing. So Yeah, it was just silly how the weather was yesterday. Um, so yeah, we got soaked. We'll see. So yeah, so our next, I don't know if I told you folks, but about 3 weeks ago, I did a run, and um, yeah, I ended up going down the canal. So we did our elbows. Now let's work on our hands. So it's probably the only time that we're working on the tendons on our forearm and our fingers. So just allow your wrist to pass your knees and push down with your top hand and push and try to lift that wrist forward. Okay. So I'm running, and there's this ramp where it takes from the bike path on the river canal that parallels the 605 freeway, and it drops down to the same water level of the canal. So, anyways, where the canal ends and it meets like a more natural river, there was sea turtles there, and this is in Long Beach. So, yeah, I didn't like post about it because yeah, it's pretty cool, but at the same time, I like you would hate to like um let's bring each finger one at a time. You'd hate to just, attract a lot of attention to that area, and these turtles now are being mistreated or something. Um, but yeah, but that was something that I didn't think it was, not too, it's maybe a 5 mile run from my place. Um, but I was just like, what are these turtles doing here? So I guess
Did they escape from Long Beach Aquarium?
no, you would think so, but yeah,
Wow,
no, I think there's some power companies not too far from there, and maybe it warms up the water. So
wow,
yeah,
interesting.
right. So now let's web your fingers out, and then make a fist, open, tight fist. Let's switch. So left hand now is collapsed, right hand is pushing down and lifting. And then one finger at a time, straight fingers. Try not to bend at the knuckles. Working on one finger at a time. Okay, now let's bend each knuckle and try to bring each individual finger towards the center. And make a fist, web them out, fist, web. All right, very good. All right, next let's go start working down our legs. Back up a little bit. So left heel on that right knee. It's gentle here. I'm actually gonna take off my shoes for these because it's a little bit more comfortable. Sometimes just the structure of the shoe gets in the way. So it's right here. Nice deep breaths. All right, push down. And just to throw it out there right now, we're about 25 minutes into the session and we burned 40 calories. So yesterday we were about, I'd say about the same time, but we were burning like about 130. So it's a difference in um, yeah, caloric burning. But again, now this stuff is still necessary. So let's bring that knee up, just hug it out. Very good. Let's switch. So right ankle on that left knee. Push down on that right knee. Bring that knee up. So tug it out. All right. Awesome. Gonna recline a little bit further. Right leg comes out. Okay. Apply a little bit of pressure here. Make sure that knee doesn't collapse. Just keep it nice and straight. Switch. Back. All right, here we go. So we're gonna sit towards the front of the chair, recline back, bring your leg, hold right behind your knee, and we're gonna extend. Switch. Then push out, come back. Switch. So left leg in, out. Alright, very good. We're gonna go ahead and do a leg raise. Okay, so just right heel or right leg is extended, just raised up, down. So more hip mobility here. Switch. Awesome. Let's go ahead and try a new one. So similar motion, but we're gonna go on a figure eight motion, okay? So we're pretty much gonna go figure eight. And then do a counter figure eight. So counterclockwise figure eight. That makes sense. So again, we just want to make sure that we're moving our hip joint as it's allowed to move. And set it down before it gets too tired. That was a little bit fatiguing, especially if you're sore. All right, left leg up and figure eight. So you're up and you're going almost in these mini circles. Counterclockwise. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some heel raises. So just heels come up, down, up. All right, feet are flat. And then now toes towards the ceiling. I don't know if you can see it from that angle. Yeah, just toes towards the ceiling. And then after we do a couple more feet movements, we'll have a little 2-minute break while we transition to our stand-up stretches. And you can use it as a water break. Elevate your right foot, and let's do our ABCs. Switch. All right, and then from here, just keep your feet flat and then just claw at the floor, okay? So bring your toes, your feet are flat, your heels aren't leaving the ground. You're just clawing at the floor, scratching the floor, bringing your toes towards your heel. All right, so what I want you to do is find me a foam roller, a long stick, a broomstick, have your chair handy, and we're gonna transition to some standing stretches. So I'll give you 2 minutes, use it as a water break too. So we'll regroup in 2 minutes. All right. So let's start with our soul movements that we don't need any equipment for. All right, so we'll start off with some trunk rotations here. Just to loosen up. Left to right. Let's go ab circles. All right, big hula hoops, so big hip circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. All right, so this is where we're gonna need a post or something to hold on to, and also your chair. So if you have a lot of mobility on your hip, we're gonna use the taller backrest area. If not, then use the shorter area of your chair. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing, most of you guys know. So leaning here, and I'm bringing my leg over and in reverse. So I'm doing 5 of each. Okay, so if you're there, go ahead and begin. Okay, then let's switch to the right side, right leg. Again, let's go over and back. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 8. Awesome. Okay, so just one more. Okay, so this is where we're gonna step into it. So again, only do this one if your chair doesn't have any wheels and if it's solid. So we're here, and then we're just gonna lunge forward and back, forward. So I'm just bringing my knee towards the backrest, then I'm bringing it back towards me. So when I'm leaning it forward, I'm feeling the stretch on my calf back here. As I'm leaning back, I'm feeling it on my hamstring. Let's switch. Very good. All right, next one. I'm gonna lean my leg on the chair and I'm just gonna lean forward and then up. Doing 8 of these. 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. All right, gonna switch sides. And then after this, we'll transition to our shoulder stretches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. Just grab that foam roller or your broomstick and your fishing rod. All right, so let's go ahead. We're here and left to right. Let's focus on that left shoulder a little bit. So come up. We'll do 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 30 degrees forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Straight in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Towards the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 30 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 90. Right in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right towards the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Behind the back. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All righty. So let's get the yoga mat. Remainder of the class will be on the floor. So let's get down there. Get your yoga mat ready. Spend the next 10 minutes or so down here. chair. See me a little better. All right. So we're gonna be belly down. Oh, scoot over. Belly down, and then just lean on your hands, on your elbows. Okay. Let me shift this a little bit more. So right here, just on your elbows. Just resting. All right, let's place your hands where your elbows are. So right here, and just do a stretch. And from here, bring your glutes to your heels. So right here, just hold this camera angle. Right here, just and come back. And here, and come back. All right. From here, we're gonna go ahead and do cat-cow. So you remember cat-cow motion, quadruped position. So wrists right below your shoulders, knees right below your hips. Inhale, exhale. Exhale. Okay. From here, let's go ahead and shift our arms to the left side of the mat. Okay, so we're gonna arch up and bring your glutes back. Stretching the right side of your back. Right, and then switch to the right side. Arch up, come back. All right, and then similar to what we did earlier with the chair. Okay, gonna bring that knee here. Oh, let me adjust the. I think I got a little too close. We're gonna be right here, and we want to reach up towards the ceiling, and bring your hand through and reach. Set up. Reach up. Reach. Two more. Up. Reach. Up. Reach. Switch. Okay, so and we're here reaching with our hand. And up. Reach. 2. Reach. 3. 4. And good stuff. Let's go on our back. Give me 1 second. So we're back right here. And hands to our side, and we're gonna do knee drops, okay? Just dropping our knees side to side. Four, 4, 5, 6, and 6. Okay. Bring your knee, grab a hold of right above your knee and bring that up towards you. And with your foot, just kind of go back and forth. So just flex it and dorsiflex. Switch. Okay. All right, next one. You're just resting on your side here. Okay, and you're gonna bring that top leg as high up as you can and then drop it. So just again, just bring it up and drop that foot. So it's not sliding anymore. Swing it back, right leg, and drop. Just hit 100 calories for today. Not bad for just stretching. Okay, let's switch sides. So again, so top leg, just bring it over and drop. With that stretch running your hamstring. Now bring it far back as you can. All right, let's go with book openers. So this is going to be our final stretch of the day. So just tuck in your legs here. Feet are stacked, knees are stacked, hip over hip, hand on hand. And we're going to do eight of these on each hand. Okay, so just follow your hand all the way back. And then bring it back to your original spot. We'll do a total of 8 of those on each side. Try to follow your hands with your eyes. Hopefully you could reach as far back, maybe even touch the floor behind you. Three more. Last one. Okay, switch. And here, hands are stacked. And remember, we're doing 8 of these. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. 8. Right. How's everyone doing? Falling asleep? All right, Carmen, you're good. 95 calories for you, maybe? About.
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
I have 166.
Oh, the heart rate's up still a little bit. Did you go for a walk this morning?
No, no.
Okay.
My heart rate is very nice, relaxed.
Okay. Ramon, are you asleep over there on the floor?
No, me estoy relajando, me estoy relajando.
There you go. Good.
Yeah, gracias.
Okay. All right, everyone. Well, tomorrow, before we start, I'll ask everyone how you're feeling. Because again, like I said, we should still be sore or we may not. But yeah, but we'll have a variety. I think tomorrow, what is it? It's it's aerobic interval training. So it's almost like Monday. So get ready to burn some calories again. So yeah, but thanks, Ella.
Okay, thank you, Julio.
Gracias, Julio.
Thanks, everyone. Everyone
Thank
have a
you,
good
Julio.
day.
Bye
Buen
bye.
día.
See you at 9.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Take care.